Okay, yes, I know. I'm so ready to. Okay, I'm going to promote Shannon. She's here. We can get this show on the road. Hi. Oh, wait, let me unmute you. There you are.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
How are
So
you?
excited for June. I'm so good. So good. So amazing.
Good. I am too. I'm excited for June too.
I love June.
Right? Isn't June a good month?
Yeah, it really is. Okay, so before we get started, let's get connected. So as we're in this space and everyone's logging on, we're just going to tune into our heart spaces and set our ego and our critical mind to the side. Take a deep breath and let go of all multitasking, all moments that came before this one and all moments coming after this one. I surround the space with the white light of divine love and call forth Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Azrael, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Raziel for fast manifestation of our dreams, Archangel Jophiel for beauty, all of the angelic realm to be with us. And whatever is for you, just take it with you, and whatever is not, leave it behind, surrendering all presuppositions and really tuning into your inner world, your heart, and what is right for you. And really giving yourself permission to hold on to the positive aspects of what's coming in June. Excuse me, to grow those and strengthen them and quicken them and let go of all of the rest. And we connect to Mother Earth and our heart, activate all of our chakras and align them now. And we say these things in the name of love. Amen.
Beautiful once again.
Thank you. Okay, so really excited for June. Tell us what we have to look forward to.
Well, so I was walking my dog this morning and I was like, oh, what is the main message for June? And it was just so clear that like everything you're helping all the women with, right? Like get your mind in this place, meditation, open up, prosperity mind, right? The abundance challenge is like so perfectly timed. Once again, but with June, really it's based on kind of the planetary alignments and what's happening with the solar flares and things like that. Is June is now this kind of preparation month, and it's June is all that Gemini in astrology. So Gemini is our mind, and it's our lower mind. It's that mind that's like worrying about how to pay the bills and you know who's going to be my soulmate and what's happening over here in my desire to change jobs or start a career. So it's all that kind of like really lower frequency, this or that. What do I do? What do I do? That confusion. And so, but the highest form of Gemini is alchemy. And right, and that's what you Randina are teaching us, is you're teaching us tools, alchemy tools, how to transform from the inside out so that our whole external reality is different. Right? I loved your email this morning when you were sharing about, how did I change my life? One moment I was on food stamps and I couldn't afford the book, but I'm going to go to the bookstore and I'm going to read it and I'm going to get the, right? So you like took all the resources that you had and you made something with it. You took the lemons, you made lemonade. So I was like, wow, this story and email is so perfect for June.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's really coming into that like kind of bare bones place. Where is your mind? Where is your everyday mind? That mind that's just like on automatic. And how you know where it is what am I focusing on? What story am I telling myself over and over? What words that I like kind of limiting my unlimited potential all the time? It's like, so Gemini really wants you to come into this place of, with the solar flares and the planetary alignments for the month that we'll go into, it's really about where are you? Duality, but you can move into polarity, and polarity you can go neutral, because these solar flares are upping our frequency game. Like, so we're really, you know, the universe is helping everyone, everything get into that fifth dimension and beyond, which is, you don't need a checkbook. You don't worry about bills in the fifth dimension. Everything is like there and available through love and openness and alignment.
And the cool thing about that is the goal of being in the 3D, because we're here able to physically manifest physical form. That's why we chose to come here, because it is more than just being in this happiness era dimension all the time. We want to use our power to manifest in the physical reality where duality is so apparent and the challenge is real. That's one of the reasons why our souls are so powerful to come into this reality. And it is to connect to all of that where everything is easy and bring it into here. Because if you can pull that energetic stream, and you not even pull, but connect to it so that it flows through you, so that in this reality, it's easy, it's flow, money is sacred, money is, you know, they're not bills. I'm being blessed with the service, and I'm blessing this company for blessing me with this service, and you can interact with money in that sacred way. It dissolves the illusion that the 3D is so hard and so full of struggle, because it is not. It is just what we're looking at and thinking that it has to be that way because we're regurgitating what we've been told. And it's not that way. When you connect into the flow of the abundance of the God force, when you're in alignment with nature, when you use your meditation practice to connect to those dimensions and actually live them and expand them, your life literally becomes magic, regardless of what everybody else is doing in their life, regardless of where the planets are, regardless of what your birth chart says, because you're using the power of your free will to change your reality. So I want to make sure that we know that they're not separate, right? It's not something that we have to get to become part of this fifth dimensional reality. We are already multifaceted dimensional beings here in the physical, here to create. And you can tune into that aspect of your soul and bring that through your body so that everything is easier and more sacred.
Yes, that's the magic, that's the trick, that's the merging of the two. Because when we're in that other mindset of, oh, my spirit or my joy is out here and I'm stuck in the struggle over here, then you know you're in the duality. But June says, I want you to see both and bring them into present time. They both exist.
Yeah, and choose. What are you going to choose? You know, even when I was in ceremony, that was the thing. It was like all this karmic energy with money, this greed, this hate, this anger, this starvation, this, all of it, you know, the pedophilia, everything that goes on in the celebrity world, just percolating over here. And then here was this light energy, this light world, this new creation. And it literally it's a choice. It is a choice. So you're either going to choose to look at the duality and look at it on the opposing side, the shadow side, or you're going to choose to look at the light side and understand that the shadow side is serving a purpose, but you're living over here.
Yes, exactly. So you have that pivot place of your free will choice to choose. And when you start practicing that as your daily reality and bringing them both present time to exist in the same space within yourself, what happens is it neutralizes all of the illusion between the separation of the two. And then we also have a choice to take out, that dark energy that is serving a purpose. We take all of the charge out of it, that it's bad or good, right? So we need to go into 0 point.
Yeah.
Because these big waves that are arriving into our solar system now, because they've been emanating throughout the universe, they're arriving now. We're seeing it through the northern lights happening in the spikes in the Schumann resonance field. Like, you know, we're seeing this, solar flares, all this stuff. So the planet storyline is telling us that you want to keep creating, you know, what you find that is your desire and that feels right, and you merging all of that like creative multidimensional space that is you in the you that is here in form. And it said, do this and better. Like, so if you're like, I want or I desire this experience, say that and or better. Right? Mm-hmm. So because part of that bigger frequency is we haven't experienced it yet. Yeah. So we don't want to give it any form based on something that we know is awesome that we're giving form to. So we say this or better. And then that will be your Mercury magic this month.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's funny that you say that, because I was saying that the other day as I'm looking at my vision board. I'm like,
Ooh, I love it.
this or better, this or
Yes,
better. And
this
I'm
or
like, there's
better.
so much freedom in or better, because it always is the or better.
Yeah, because then what you're doing at the same time is leaving space for the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And the more of us that are leaving space for the unknown, we're cracking like that code of that conditioning. It says, be afraid of the unknown because you don't know what is there, and go to what you know, because that's, you can count on that. But that's neutral, low vibration, fear.
Relative.
Yeah, right. So as you practice that this or better, and then you get excited about, oh my God, what's the better? I have no idea. Because then the universe gets to play with you and say, look, isn't this cool? And you're like, yes, this or better, this or better.
Yeah, and the cool thing is your logical mind does need something. So this is what your logical mind has, and it's fun playing in that. And then when you say the or better, it's like, open up.
Yeah, because we can't stop the logical mind from needing labels and words and things to like draw our attention to, right? Because
it's serving us. We need that. We need that in this physical reality where structure does have to happen,
Yeah, right. So then we take out that, oh, is it bad or good? It's like, it is. It just is, right? And I love the abundance book. I'm a little bit behind the group in the days, but I'm loving just like, oh my God, that's limitation. I'm an unlimited divine mind lives inside me, right? This is like so exciting because that's what Gemini wants us to learn.
That's so cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, I love it. It's so cool too to see that when you get to the second round of the 1 through 10, it's so much different. And then the third round is even different. And then the fourth round is even more different. It's like, wow, I've been doing this for 40 days and I really feel abundant, even if it's not physically manifesting in your mansion yet. I promise you it will. It literally was for me. Doing all of this, saying all of this, speaking my declarations, meditating, coming into alignment, working with the angelic realm, fulfilling what I came here to do, serving people to balance the karma that I had created for myself consciously, right? Doing better, doing good, smoothing up that energy, soothing it up. It literally was night and day for me. It was 1 month I was living in a 700 square foot shack to the next month living in a 4,000 square foot mansion. Like it literally was one to the other. Defies the laws of logic, because all of this is working. You don't know it yet. You can't see it, but it's working. And then it shows itself to you. So
yes, and that was another messaging in with the planetary symbols was like, how much faith can you have doing this process? So like the ladies gather together, they're building their faith, right? And they're living with Rise of the Sacred Feminine course, and they're putting faith in Randina, and they're seeing her life shift and change. So they're going to try and do that too, right? And so, but it is like what happens between the 700 square shack and the 4,000 plus mansion was there was a lot of faith involved.
Yeah. And it wasn't even 100% faith. So let's not think that I was sometimes I'm like, is this fucking even work? Is this even working?
That's what's so beautiful about you, because you're just like, you're so real, right? Because you're like, am I crazy? Am I just talking myself into this, right?
And then I'm like, I have no other choice. It's like walking a tight wire. It's like, okay, I cannot look down. I have to pretend that it works.
Wow, totally.
And then you have to do it again, because once you manifest all of it, once you manifest the fucking $100,000 months and all this stuff, then you're just like, oh shit, like how am I going to keep all this, and grow it? Because now I got even bigger dreams. And then it's like, got to do it again. But it gets easier and easier and easier. And then as you're going, you're shifting your belief system. So once you shift your belief system, it's an inherent knowing. And then it just happens left and right. And then it's like, oh shit, this is so amazing. Like this really is how life is supposed to be.
Yeah, right. And so you, through your practice and going through it and knowing like, this is a journey that I'm on. It's like, there isn't an end point. And thank God there's not, because then you're just massively expanding and like the yellow brick road energy. I'm on my way to Oz, and on the way to Oz is amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it really is like that. That is life. The Wizard of Oz is the real shit.
Who knew, right?
I know.
Yeah. So for everyone watching, you know, we're all in the same boat together. We're all on the same path, and we're all using the same tools. And yeah, one day we might feel a little weak, and we might need, hey, ladies, help me up. You know, I can't see anymore. And they're like, look, it's right there. So, okay, I'm just going to trust you, and I'm going to keep going.
Yeah. Because the amazing thing is that we're all part of the same collective soul. So.
Yes. And anytime that, you know, you have a miracle or a breakthrough, or you like, whoa, that's so cool. Like, you have just automatically shifted the reality for everybody else.
Yeah. And I've also been in it and doing it long enough to see the you know, the journey that whoever's starting from here to, right, is like it, and all the hundreds that are doing it, and then they get to here, and then it really is a real thing. Like, you know?
Yeah, it's a real thing. And so you can see the patterns that are along the way. So if someone's saying, oh my God, this is happening, you're like, oh, you're in this pattern that's at this point. And
I'm like, oh, so good. They're like, my relationship is over in my house. I don't know. And I'm like, oh, good. Yes.
Right?
They're like, what the fuck? Like, I promise it's good. You'll see.
Totally. Yeah, because when you shift that frequency, right, like you might get, okay, Randina said this is good, keep going, and you do, and you shift your frequency, then you'll know when you start you can visit the lower frequencies, but you won't be able to stay because there's no static.
You like it. You'd be like, I don't like it.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, yeah, I need a shower. Right? So you'll find it really easy to know where you are at any given moment the more you practice it, because it's like going to the gym.
Exactly.
And, you know, going to the gym. So I love that part of this freeing your space this for June is like, you know, getting to that neutrality, that 0 point, letting both sides exist at the same time. What is so awesome with the course is, you know, you have the good food and the exercise and the rest, and then you have the meditations and the past life clearings and the hypnotherapy, and then you come in and you have all of so you're hitting all the bodies, the multidimensional, right?
And then this next month we're going into work with the Akashic field. I haven't told anybody about that yet, but it was like something that I decided to add in. So I'm like, we got to do it. We've been doing the mental, the physical, the emotional. Like, now it's time to like go to the source. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes, because I feel like when I was looking at the alchemy of June with all this mental, really getting our base dross so that we could turn it into gold within ourselves. The trigger will be that second chakra, which is,
and that's the chakra we're working on.
I know. I was like, Randina did it again. Everyone, Randina did it again.
I love it. It's so great.
It's just so fun. I mean, you're like my favorite.
I know. It never gets old. Like, it literally never gets old. I'm like, wow, this is so neat.
Yeah, right. Because when you're up here in the mental space, right? My thoughts, my attention, my awareness, can I let both things exist at the same time, come neutral? Then when that's clarifying your mental space. And then you go drop into the second chakra, which is that beautiful power of Scorpio in, you know, passion, intensity, surrender, right? So if your mind's going, I don't even know if this is working, you're not going to be able to get into the place of surrender, because your whole ego, separated self energy, which is designed to help you and protect you, will be like, oh, hell no, we're not going there. We're not surrendering. We don't know what's going to happen. Right?
I know.
Right? So the mind has to go, this or better, universe has my back. Oh, it does? Then I'll drop in. And I'll go deeper and deeper. So it's a beautiful combination of the Gemini, Mercury thought energy with the sacral, Scorpio second chakra, because you need both of those to be able to like take that, you know, acceleration, leap of faith, into the unknown, which is where the power, where your true self, all of your true self is,
Yeah.
right? Is the
I know.
integration. Yeah.
It's so great. It really is. And like after when it's like the most amazing thing when you can actually feel your sacral chakra and feel into that powerful Shakti vortex and then like bring that through your body. And then it just does it on its own, you know, because most of us are used to living in the upper chakras. So you could feel those. And it's very rare that you can actually feel your root chakra moving or your sacral chakra moving or your solar plexus chakra when you're not in some kind of like that. You know, when you're like in the flow and the expansion, you feel safe and it's flowing and it's open. It's so amazing. And you just receive what you ask for. Like it's instantaneous reception. It's so cool.
Instantaneous reception, like, because even with the abundance prosperity challenge, that for me, because I'm more upper chakra tendency to stay up, it's a fun up here, down, you know?
Yeah.
So it was so exciting. I felt my second chakra. I felt the vibration. I felt my body in that place, and I knew that was where my power was.
Yeah. It really is. That's where all the power is. And it's interesting that the mantra, the sound for your sacral chakra is Om, the same as your crown. Those two chakras are the only chakras that have that sound. So great.
Wow. Right. It's that primordial sound of creation.
Yeah, because they're universes of creation within it. And when you learn to tap into that, it is.
That's so beautiful. I just was noticing Kaylee's comment,
Yeah.
and I had that very same experience. I had an IUD in, and I went on a journey with the plant medicine, and that was the first thing that Mother Root told me was, get that thing out of there.
Yeah.
If you want to create anything in your life. So I was like, ooh, Kaylee did that too. That's so cool.
She got the message too then.
That's amazing. That's
it really is. It was so amazing. Like everything about that experience. It was like, okay, do this, do that, do this, and it was like, it's happening. It's
wow. And you went into the experience already having gone through so many levels of transformation, like even just the last 5 years, right? Or less, to go into that type of experience with that kind of awareness of yourself.
Yeah, it was like it was preordained or something.
Sure, it was like a rite. It was like an initiate.
It really was. It was a new birth on my new birthday.
Right, exactly. Isn't that beautiful? Perfect timing to do that when the sun is like at its most highest point for you.
Yeah, I know. It was the best. It really was.
So excited for you. That's wonderful.
Yes. Thank you. Me too. Yeah. It helps me to show up and serve, you know, in a much different, more heart-centered way, you know?
Yeah. And I bet those other old experiences of just what happens when you allow yourself to be seen more and more in the public, right? So those old things that were just shadows of that fear, now you come in this whole other way. And that's amazing. So I'm really
and I was so glad that I had done so much work before I did it, because it was like straight to the what I was ready for, like the initial thing of everything. Like if I hadn't done the work, I would have had the experience that all the other people were having, and I'm so glad that I did. I was just like, thank you.
Yeah, it's the kind of experience that like blows your hair back and you're sitting still. And you're like, oh my God, my whole molecular structure is like being blown apart.
I know. And then even watching other people go through it too, the ones who hadn't done any work, it was like,
You're like, well, sorry, I'm going to send you some Reiki, right?
Exactly. That's what I was doing. I was like, no wonder why people are like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. Where meanwhile, I'm over here and I'm like, oh, this is so great.
Right. And that's a wonderful example of the power of Mercury and Gemini energy, because two experiences that are vastly different can happen at the same time in the same place. Right.
Yeah.
So that's that power of like the twins.
Yeah.
Right? And so wherever you feel like you have that twin energy of like one way I feel this way when this is happening outside myself, like I'm happy when this is happening, or I'm unhappy when this is happening, right? And so a lot of that is saying that your happiness is outside yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So like John Randolph Price said, come back in, and the happiness is inside yourself.
Yeah, and it is, because when you really get that and you have a relationship with your body and you can live inside your body,
Yeah.
you go out into the world, you're here, and it just looks at you. Everyone just knows there's just something about you, because there's two different kinds of people in the world. People that are in public and living outside themselves, like worrying about what other people are thinking about them, and you don't realize you're doing it until you have a heart experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're thinking about what other people are thinking about them. They're either in the past or in the future. They're not really present in the moment. And the craziest thing that I've learned along this journey is that the moment, being in the moment, staying in the moment, finding love in the moment is what makes everything manifest for you. And even still, to this day, it still is one of the most challenging things that I've experienced on my journey. So I'm like, cancel, clear, delete that. I'm surrendering that challenging statement. And I'm saying it's so easy to stay in the moment. It's so easy to find the moment. Even in the books of Ra, you know, the book of one, Ra one, he talk about the three most important things are finding love in the moment. This is how you heal everything, finding love in the moment, seeing the creator and your fellow man and all of life on earth. And also looking at your own self in your eyes and seeing the creator in your own eyes. And if you can do those three things every single day, you will transcend all human wounding.
Yes, exactly. Yes, those three, those are life principles. And so when we're, developing our meditation practice, which everyone is doing through, following the guidelines of the course, is you can be present moment with that breath. Inhale and exhale. And so that's, again, Gemini frequency is the hands. What are my hands doing? They should be doing the work of the heart, right? And so if I'm out here trying to manipulate reality by fear, I have to come in and bring these hands together, which is like bringing the two sides of the brain together in that prayer. Can I find the beauty in the moment, the love in the moment? Can I be here, like engaging my vagus nerve by pressing into my heart chakra with my palms together, my Reiki portals of unconditional love, right? Like make those connections.
That's funny because I have on my mirror, I have, your hands are so powerful.
Ooh.
Because one of the things that happened to me in ayahuasca was I viscerally had a light force energy flow through my hands that made my hands even more powerful than they were before. And it was funny, after I came back, my son, he was like having a headache. So I like just put my hand over him. He's like, whoa, it's gone. He's like, what are you, a witch or something? Like that even more. And I was like, he's just messing around, right? I'm just laughing. And I'm like, come on. He's all, I don't know. It just seems more powerful. And I didn't tell anybody about that experience. So it was like, whoa, that really did happen.
Yeah, so you could really just tune into that space for yourself and whatever you like, it's almost like that Midas touch. Yeah. Whatever you touch turns to gold through that loving place. So that's another way we can, connect with our body. This in June is through our hands, finding and being present, right? So find that beauty, the love in the moment, connect to it, and then let it come out your hands. And it could be chopping vegetables. It could be petting your dog or hugging your child or hugging yourself, right? So Gemini will help calm, or your hands will help calm that beautiful mind that is quicksilver.
Yeah.
And so we don't want the quicksilver out of control, right? Where the mercury bubbles from the thermometer that's broken and it's like spreading all over the place. We want the mercury quicksilver energy directed by conscious attention and breathing and slowing down. Because really when the breathing, you're focusing on that, you're getting present time, but then the body's receiving it as a healing to your nervous system.
Yeah.
Right? Because if we're constantly out here and busy and this way or that way, this way or that way, our neck's going to get sore. And we just need to come in and go, wait, what if all of it just existed in me right here and now, and I could see the beauty in a blade of grass, and I could see the beauty like in a shooting star. Like those two things are exactly the same.
And those things are what manifest your life for you. And it was for me, I mean, unfortunately, I had to get to the place where the past wasn't safe, the future wasn't safe. The only place that I felt like I could breathe was in the now moment. And if I time traveled, I would have an anxiety attack because I was in such a low state of being, right? 2 children to support, mouths to feed, not knowing where the money was going to come from, you know, being like hiding from an abusive relationship previously, like crazy things that were happening in my reality that were real life threats.
Right.
And I had to be in the moment. And then once I learned how to do that, it was actually that book, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, that I just flipped open. I was at my sister's house. I just flipped open the book and I sat there and I just read from the middle point on. And he's talking about in the moment you can breathe, in the moment you have breath, in the moment you're safe, in the moment you have a roof over your head, in the moment you have had water, you've had food, you're okay. So it was like constantly coming back to that. And then what happened miraculously and magically was everything started shifting for me. You know, new sources of money started coming in. All these amazing things started happening. The angelic realms started showing themselves to me more that then I could use to help protect me and like all these things. So it really is being in that moment that allows you to let go. Because nature makes order out of chaos.
Yes, exactly. And that's another wonderful way to help calm yourself down is be outside, is be out in nature. Let the sky be your roof. If you just feel kind of closed in or the world is closing in on you, go for a walk.
Yes.
Go outside. Find your symbol, like that yellow butterfly or the dragonfly, right? Know that the angels are there, feather or whatever your signs are. That's an instant way to calm yourself down, because what's happening is, remember, God is in everything. So everything that's around you is God going, hello, hi Shannon, it's okay, come over here. We're safe, you're all right, world's up, your life's fine, everything's running smoothly. Just chill, right? It's all good, right? So this is really a month to practice. How chill can you be in your mind?
Yeah, and putting your feet in the grass does help because it regulates your blood. So when your blood is regulated, your body starts to return to that biophotonic coherence, and your body is then singing as a symphony together and orchestration just by standing in the grass for 5 minutes every single day, because I'm working with people all day. You know, it's going into the grass and looking up to the sky and breathing in, and then it recenters me, and it also it just relaxes you. So if you ever feel stressed out, don't sit there and struggle with your mind, especially this next month if Gemini is where we're at. You want to go outside and put your feet in the grass and connect back to nature, even on the ground or the dirt, whatever. Just as long as your feet are touching the earth, you're going to be able to pull yourself out of that collective consciousness, because remember, we still are part of the collective consciousness, and most of the collective consciousness at this point in time does not know the things that we know. So they're all doing their craziness while we're here still connected to them, not wanting to be pulled into that. So we have to maintain our balance. So while they're doing all this, the more of us that are doing this, eventually it's going to go like this.
Yes, exactly. Because the mainstream collective will begin to entrain with this beautiful symphony of light, color, and sound and movement that you are as your integrated, connected, universal, multidimensional self that's singing over here. So that's actually another wonderful thing you can do for yourself, is singing, because Gemini rules the voice, right? So we have the hands, the shoulders, the voice, our thoughts, our words, our deeds, right? Like, what are we doing? What are we saying? But get out on the grass and sing, chant, do, the Lakshmi chant, or do the things that Randina has been sharing, the Bija mantra, whatever, or sing your favorite song, sing your favorite love song, sing a lullaby, whatever.
You can even get a throat chakra singing bowl.
Yes!
There's so
the throat chakra is connected to the second, because the throat is sharing out the symphony of love and life.
Yeah, and because you create through your voice.
Yes.
So it's like energy
Really?
form. You have the power of the gods.
Yeah, and especially women who literally create from their bodies, their womb. Imagine you take all of that physical power to create and allow it to come out your throat.
Yes. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So don't underestimate your body and your mind and your soul wants to
Right.
like be dancing that in June.
I know. As a woman at this point in time in history, we are here to rise.
Yes, and I think that's another like so last month we had Medusa was part of some of the planetary alignments, and when we look at her archetype, you know, she had her head cut off, and so really what that was telling that shows that how powerful women are when they speak. So if we take
She's
a head,
also on Athena's shield.
yeah, on her shield is the head of Medusa. So they've made her evil and scary because and not to look at her, right? Because she turned you to stone. And that was all a big fat lie. She wasn't going to turn us to stone. When we looked at her, we saw our true power was an enlightened being that could create worlds. Yeah. And so that was part of the plan to get everybody like, you know, working through their stuff and this become a school. But now there's so many star-seeded souls, like everyone in this group, light workers. And when you're over here doing this and all of a sudden the chaos over here starts, oh, that's who I am, wrong. You know, back to harmony.
Yeah, because the light is more powerful than the chaos. And because the chaos is on autopilot, they're not deliberate. So the ones who are being deliberate are stronger. That's why in a conversation, the one who has the strongest beliefs is going to win, regardless of whether their beliefs are real or not. So it's remembering that you're strengthening yourself. This is what we're doing. We're strengthening ourselves. So
yes,
keep at it. So let's go through the month calendar real quick.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
There.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have our June astro moon calendar.
Yay! So again, June is like a preparation month because at the end or the beginning of July is a total solar eclipse. So July will have 2 eclipses and the Dead of Time, which is going to open up a big portal that we love to celebrate here with Randina, the Lion's Gate in August, on August 8th.
Yes.
So I love this June energy because it's just really like, okay, I'm in prep mode. So just keep coming back to like, you're going to be creating and working and doing stuff, but really you want to prep yourself for the upcoming eclipses in July, which are going to be really powerful. And that then opens up the Lion's Gate on August 8th. And you don't really have to know exactly what all that means, but just know that it's big times for shifting and changing your galactic.
Yeah, it's so good what we have planned too in the course.
Oh, good.
Also, next year, 2020, we're going to Lionsgate, remember, in Hawaii. I don't know if I shared this with you yet or not yet.
I don't think so. This is exciting.
Oh, well, I'm planning it for you. So we're going and you're doing your sound healing and your moon nurturing.
Thank you.
There.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, is it 2020 yet?
I know. Right? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's going to be so good.
Oh my God. Well, awesome. I can't wait. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So a couple of big things happening in June. As far as the lunar cycle, I'll go through that. But we have summer solstice on June 21st, and that's the longest day of the year. So that's going to be a great day to be outside on the grass singing to the symphony of life, right? That's just like a wonderful holiday where the sun is, we celebrate the sun, first day of summer, and then the sun starts to go down to the southern hemisphere, okay? And then on that day, there's 2 big things happening. There's Neptune goes retrograde. So Neptune is our soul consciousness. It's that unconditional love, 5th dimensional part of our multidimensional self, right? It's our infinite self. That energy is going to go retrograde on June 21st, and it's going to join Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter retrograde. So we're going to have 4 planets in retrograde at the end of June. So that's going to be...
So retrogrades are an opportunity to go into the inner world. Like it's slowing everything down. So you have to really look at the inner world of it, inner world, so that you can really disseminate those old belief systems that are no longer serving you. And that's when it's your opportunity to do that. So change the way that you look at retrogrades as like being some kind of punishment, or like, oh, I don't want to go through it, to a really beautiful opportunity to be able to dissolve things that are no longer serving you, that aren't up to the vibration of the level of life you're creating, allowing yourself to really go through them and dissolve them, each thing that comes up, so that you can be free of it once and for all, so that it doesn't have to repeat itself again and again and again. And then you have to wait till the next retrograde. This is an opportunity with all these planets in retrograde. So if you could just take a moment to tell us what each planet means, and then a culmination of what their effects are together, so that we can understand and be better prepared how to navigate our inner world.
Yes, you got it. So retrogrades are a time of review and reviewing, so you can see what's there that is ready to be released and let go, or shift, change, and transform, right? So that's why we have to slow down, so that we can, see and feel and know what's there. So the 4 planets that will be in review for you is, the first one is Jupiter. And Jupiter is our planet of expansion. It's the good luck planet. It's fortune, it's greatness, it's happiness, it's all that energy in Sagittarius, like your big spiritual picture of your life, like the meaning of your life. Jupiter's energy just wants to shine light on you. It's the happiness planet. So you're going to be looking at the big picture of your happiness. And what does that look like? What's there? Do you is traveling part of your happiness? Then you need to plan a trip. If, being in a beautiful home for your whole big family and having more kids to come in, then be focusing on that, right? So it's just kind of reviewing what's your big picture of joy and happiness. And that's your spiritual path. And then the next planet is Saturn, our good buddy Saturn, in retrograde in Capricorn. So Saturn is about rules, structures, regulations. He wants to build stuff. Mm-hmm. So he's saying, and it's also the energy around your public self. Mm-hmm. So what are you building in your career? What are you building as a public self? And what do you need to reflect on? Does anything need remodeling, right? So you're looking at all your structures. So if you have a business, anything need to be remodeled, like for your website, a business card, the language of your about page, want to remodel anything in there, or structures around, who do you collaborate with, and all those things. So looking at your career is Saturn, and he wants new roles that work for you, that are about legacy and longevity, so that your business or your contribution to the world will live on and after you're gone. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of think that big picture around that space. Jupiter will help, because he's like, big picture of your spiritual journey, your soul purpose, which is your happiness. How does it live on past you? And that's when Saturn will come in and say, well, let me build that for you. So then the next planet is Pluto. Pluto in retrograde with Saturn. So Pluto is the power of our souls. It's all that underworld energy of I got to go down in my second chakra to rebirth myself. Mm-hmm. So that's what Pluto is helping you do, is where in my soul am I needing a rebirth, right? And it's in Capricorn. So it's helping us rebirth the structures in our life that will fit our soul's legacy, mm-hmm. which is this planet, other planets, on and on and on, infinity. Mm-hmm. So that you need to get really slow and low for that one, because that's really deep. Yeah. And right? That's like ayahuasca. That's deep.
I know.
So that just gives you an idea of Pluto, right? So he's helping you rise from the ashes. And then now Neptune will join this chorus. And Neptune says, hey, I'm like the cosmos. I'm just this boundless cosmic ocean of your unconscious self, right? So you're going to be reviewing more of these, how do I fit my unconscious nebulous oneness with everything into form, having a human experience? So Neptune says, I want you to be looking at how are you in the world, but not of the world. And to be not of the world means like not of the illusion, not of the Maya, not of like the, oh, I'm worrying about everybody's thoughts about myself and what I'm here to do. And that Neptune says, you already know that. You just have to remember. You just have to connect. You just have to align. So Neptune is kind of helping your unconsciousness unravel and dissolve things, old programming. So I think that's like with Mary Kelly helping you like with past lives or future lives. Like you're kind of unraveling things from other lifetimes that have kind of been all twisted. So Neptune will help you with that. It's just like, so doing the past life regression meditations or the hypnotherapy meditations with Christine is like, that's really loosening up and dissolving stuff. So those are like the 4 big opportunities we have to take a vacation and slow down and look at those things in our lives.
Seems like it's like the expansion of your new structure to express your soul.
Yes. Yeah. Randina, genius with words. Oh, yes, exactly.
So the cool thing about the retrograde is it gives you time to slow down. So if you don't know exactly what that looks like now, you will be given more understanding as we're going through the slowness of this experience, and also remembering that wherever you are is exactly where you need to be and has something to do with the big picture. So do not for a moment think that because you're a hairstylist and you want to be, you know, someone who shares their soul purpose with the world, that you're not where you're meant to be, because I'm going to tell you that all the years of being a hairstylist and working with all those high-end specialty services, giving me that hours and hours with one woman each time, there is no other profession in the world that I could have been doing that would give me the insights and the insights to the human psyche as that one did. Now, at the time I questioned it. Like, I'm not serving. I'm not, this isn't, I know I'm supposed to be doing something bigger. And it's like, no, this is exactly where you need to be. And you learn here because you're going to be taking these skills with you where you're going. So when you realize now, if you connect the dots now, how Bill Gates talks about in his commencement speech, if you connect the dots now, then you won't have to question. So just know that wherever you are, and if you don't know what your soul purpose is, that's a whole nother subject anyways, because your soul purpose is to expand. Your life purpose is a way to express the purpose of your soul, and that can show up in many, many different ways. Right? It doesn't have to be only one thing. And so what I'm saying is, if you think that you don't know all these things yet, just know that you will, because you have a desire to, and it will show itself to you exactly as it's meant to. Because I've also had experiences in my high level clients where they were given insights and shown what they were meant to do, and it scared the shit out of them and they wanted to run away. Good thing that they were in a contract and they couldn't do that, so they had to do the inner work and get in alignment with their service, and now they're the happiest they've ever been in their life. However, if we're just shown random people that aren't locked into anything, we're going to be like, oh, no thank you, see you later, bye. Because from where we are, we don't even know what it takes to be able to manage that. But we're not getting on the stage right this moment. We're taking incremental steps to that experience. So just know that this time, this retrograde time, is the time for you to clean house, for you to get right with yourself, for you to get right with your karmic experience with yourself, to really tune into your values, your morals, what you stand for, who you are, and to reinvent your inner world so that it can express on the outer world. Because success is a magnifying glass, and you want to make sure that you are in alignment with your inner world so that you can reflect and have reflected your true essence of your soul and not the human conditioning.
Yes, exactly. I love that, Randina, because like in your experience being this high-end hairstylist, and you got so much training in how to be with someone intimately for hours.
On an intimate level, yes, exactly, intimately, yes.
It's amazing. So now when you're working with your high-end VIP clients, you have all that training and experience of how to be intimate with one person for hours.
Yeah, and also working with thousands of women, able to see the patterns and the conditioning and understand the dynamic of the consciousness, so that I can help shift it globally as well, you know, and the truth is, when you sit down to have a hairstyling appointment, you tell your stylist everything. Stylists are therapists. You tell your stylist more than you'll even tell your own therapist. So it is really, really good for anybody who is a stylist or a makeup artist to learn life coaching skills in addition to what you're doing, Reiki, because you're working with their head and their face and their third eye and their throat and all these things, so that you can take your services to the next level, because it will lead you to the highest and best, you know, experience.
Yeah, totally. So I love for all of us watching, like you can even look like if you're in a certain job that you want to shift and change, look at that job as a training. What's it training you? They're paying you to learn, to be trained for your sole purpose. What is that? So find that during this retrograde season, because even like, you know, just a thought of some of the jobs I've had before, I've had a ton of customer service jobs. Mm-hmm. So what did I learn? You know, I got trained to how to be kind to people, how to give them a warm hello, like how to invite them in to like, hey, sit with me, let me help you feel better about whatever's going on. And that's kind of what I do when I give you a reading. I'm like, come over and hang out on the couch with me and let's feel better.
Yeah.
Let me help you solve this issue, right? All those customer service jobs, it's so funny.
Yeah.
You'll crack up at yourself when you discover that for yourself.
Yeah. Yes. Everything, like every single thing. Even when I was way, way down in the dumps, I was like 9 months pregnant, barely 18 years old.
Oh my God.
I was on welfare, didn't have any money, and I had to get a job at a truck stop, like in a really bad part of town, because they were the only people that would hire me. And it really taught me compassion. You know, it taught me to have compassion for all people, for all walks of life. So even that was necessary. And I didn't realize it then. I thought the fucking world was against me, you know?
Right. Because I mean, our world would tell you like, look what's going on for you. That must mean the world is against you, right? But you had to rise above all of that. And
I'm like, look at me now, bitches.
Like, hey! That's so cute.
I'm just kidding. Kind of.
Right. But that's okay. That's fun too.
Yeah, I know, it really is. I'm like, oh, you want to learn from me now?
Okay.
Totally
right. Yeah, your 18-year-old self is like, you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know.
So this weekend, what I would love for everyone to do is your prep time to start with your new moon, because you'll have your new moon ritual with Randina, and so you want to just start slowing down and going in.
Sundays are the perfect day to do that. Sundays are the best day to tune into what you desire, send that out into your week, send the energy of love out into your week, future pace your week, so that as you're going through your days, it's already done. It's already amazing. It's already filled with angelic love. So you just flow. You just stay in the flow. It soothes your subconscious mind from fear. So adopt that practice if you are not doing that yet.
Yes, especially this time in June, because of the Gemini influence of our lower minds, which is the vehicle that stresses us out the most when it's not taken care of and nurtured. So this would be ideal time to really practice everything that Randina just shared. Tomorrow on June 1st, we have the Ancestors Moon. So this would be a great time to say, hi, ancestors, or invite an ancestor to come forth. You know, not one that's lived through trauma, but one that's earlier, way back in the line, as a guide. Is there a guide in my ancestral tree that would like to play with me in this month of June? Because the new moon's energy is called Little Brother, and Little Brother's moon is about that vibration of our inner masculine little 3-year-old that wants to like, have fun building things and then smash them down, right? Because it's for the fun of it. We're like, why did I just destroy my life, right? Because that unconscious little 3-year-old little boy is having a great time kicking things and destroying things, right? So that's kind of the vibration of, it's like, we want to get to that little inner masculine child that says, hey, what's going on over here? Like, come over here. That's that little untamed mental body that's just not trained yet. So we're going to give it lots of training in June. So then we move in where Mercury, ruler of Gemini, the following day is going to say, hey, I'm in Cancer now. So I'm the ruler of Gemini, Mercury, which is the mind. Now it's going to Mama, right? So it's going to help bring that lower mind to get some nourishment from Mother, which is, okay, how I'm going to start working that energy. And for any of the women in group who have had a adverse, painful, or abusive relationship to their mothers, this is going to be really nurturing to create some space from those childhood memories, because they're probably already surfacing.
Yeah, we're working on the mother wounding.
Oh my God, this is great, because this is the Mercury and the Gemini brings us back to when we were little and defenseless.
Oh, great. Perfect timing.
Yeah. So yeah, perfect timing. Exactly. And so we're going to start getting the nurturing that we needed. It's almost a time travel back to when you were a child and defenseless and you weren't getting nurtured by that relationship to Mother. So it created the wound. But now we're going to come back and go, okay, now as an adult, I can heal and get nurtured now. So it's almost like inviting the little toddler child, present time, to receive the healing that they didn't get then.
Yeah, from the mother of all.
From the mother of all. Exactly. Exactly. So that's when Mercury goes into Cancer on June 4th. We're going to really feel that shift of coming back to Divine Mother and create that space so we can start working and releasing all that wounding that sits there in that for that inner child that was treated so badly. And then on the 6th, the moon goes into Leo. And so what it does is it's going to start saying, it's called the clown's moon. So I don't really like clowns because I think, oh God, they're like so weird. But I like the humor and the playfulness. So this is like when you're going to start playing with your mind, play with yourself, make yourself laugh, watch funny movies, go see a comedy show, whatever. But this is where you're going to have to find the humor in your life, especially in the things that are like all a little twisted and they're like, Shannon, that's not funny. I'm like, I know it's not funny, but what can we find about it that is kind of absurd? Right? So let's get to absurdity. What can make you laugh? So that's when you're going to want to really play with yourself. And if things are just too intense, just like go find a child to play with. Who wants to play dollies with me, right? Or play a board game, Monopoly, something, right? Just let yourself have that childhood time of that innocent way of just, oh, the world's kind of a fun place.
Yeah, even skipping. Like skipping down the hallways or down the street, or it's so fun to skip. It just like brings it back right away.
That's perfect, because the Gemini energy is movable. It's air and mutable, meaning that air doesn't like to stay still. It gets stale. Air likes to be moving. So open the windows up, skip, run, play, jump rope. Go to the park, go on the swings. That would be a wonderful time to do that in the first week of June. So June 8th, Venus, our beautiful goddess Venus, our inner feminine energy, she's going to join the moon in the lunar cycle. So she's like, okay, you're doing the work. You're getting like, oh my God, my brain hurts, right? So now Venus will say, well, let's come in and let's just make everything beautiful. So she kind of comes in as little sister. And when we look at little brother who's like, wow, I'm going to like be wild and play Godzilla, little sister comes in and say, whoa, no, let's play house. Let's play, dress up. Let's play, so it kind of brings in and refines the energy to bring it to a softer place. Because when after Venus comes in, that first quarter Virgo moon is going to be a little intense, but you have wanted to do the work the week before, because it's called the counting moon, and it's all about analyzing, overanalyzing, analysis paralysis, too many choices, perfectionism, and being self-criticizing, your criticism. So for the ones who have mother-daughter wounds, this is probably gonna like be like that kind of nails on a chalkboard energy of like, my mother was, I could never do anything right. She was always like redoing everything I did, or never complimented me on anything, or nothing was good enough. So that's going to be a week to really start moving that energy into a better place.
Yeah, and with the workbook, you're going to be able to do exactly that.
Oh, good. Yeah, so that'll be a really powerful week to experience that, because as you start moving that energy with the workbook, the Scorpio moon is called the cloaked one. And so a lot of solar flare energy is trying to help us get more in tune with our energetic intuition. So meaning I'm feeling, where do I feel that in my body? Can I trust it? Because Scorpio is about trust, second chakra, and it's the cloaked one, meaning like, I don't have to see what's before me to know it's there. So it's really like practice your intuition for those couple of days that Scorpio's in that phase with the moon. And then the full moon is on the 17th. Oh, that's a typo on the 15th. Just cross that out. I could send an updated workbook. So the full moon's on the 17th. And so the day before the full moon on the 16th is going to be really powerful, and the day after. So just kind of mark those 3 days. The day before the full moon, Jupiter is in square. So remember, they're both, Neptune's just about to go retrograde, so it's a little unstable. And so this is where we kind of, if we're not aware, you're going to probably see this in your world, whether people you know or your family or just out in the world. But it's going to be like, hey, wait, this is what I think is real, but all this unconscious energy is coming through, and it's this like illusion, confusion. And you're going to try to grasp onto something that you know, and that Neptune energy is going to like just not allow you. It's like a tidal wave energy. But you're going to know what it is. So you're going to go, wait, big picture, go into my big picture. I'm going to tune into my body. What is my soul's message? Can I get a sign, universe? Can you send me a feather? Great time to do an oracle or card reading or something. Because the full moon energy is going to be making it even bigger, right? So normally a Jupiter-Neptune square is kind of like you're wanting to expand and everything's like pushing against you, and you want to expand and everything's pushing against you. But and the full moon will make it bigger. So we want to just keep going to that bigger picture of your life, moving into the soul understanding of the world and self, be in the world and not of the, I like to call it the muggle world, like the crazy unconscious world. So
remember, if you can't feel it, you can't heal it. So astrologically, we're being blessed with being able to feel the things that are unconsciously sabotaging us. So you got to let yourself feel it so that you can let it leave.
Yes, because that Jupiter square Neptune will be that kind of unconscious saboteur energy. And so it may show up, but you'll have your tools ready, right? Because you're like, I know it's coming. I'm going to like put a reminder on my phone to say, get your tools out today, because you may not need them, but somebody around you might.
A good thing to do would be on that morning of the 16th and the 17th and the 18th to just say, let me see through the eyes of compassion.
Ooh.
Like right when you wake up, right? May I have kindness and compassion for myself and all beings. So, you have to remember too that the law of grace is above the law of karma. It's also above all earthly laws. So if you tune into that, you're going to have more compassion and grace in your own life.
I love that. That's beautiful. And if you can only like as that Reiki kind of principle just for today, but you say that every morning just for today, if that old self wants to say, but they're mean, they're wrong, they're this, like just for today, eyes of compassion. Because the full moon is called the wizard's moon. So remember, so the new moon started as the little brother. So now the little brother matures to the wizard, right? So it's kind of like the little Harry Potter is now Dumbledore or Gandalf, right? So this is your inner masculine vibration, as well as men in the world. They're rising into their druid magical magician self.
Like Merlin, also Archangel Raziel.
So this is their holiday. This is the party made for them. So invite them into your life that day.
Yes.
Because it's Jupiter will be with the moon, and Jupiter's retrograde, right? And the full moon brings everything bigger so you can see it and feel it and know it's there. So we're going to release really powerfully with the power of Merlin and Raziel all that is not in alignment anymore with our big soul, spiritual purpose and path. So that's when you can go, boom, I'm setting all that on fire, because Sagittarius is fire. So
literally burn rituals.
Yes, burn rituals will be even more powerful and karmically timed because of Jupiter being retrograde.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a massive, like, amazing, fun day. And then the following day, because all good things come in threes, Saturn is, remember, Saturn's retrograde. He's healing our structures, and he's our inner teacher, and he's really helping us, right? And he's kind of a form of Merlin in a way, like that old wisdom. And he's in sextile, meaning in harmony or has synergy with your Neptune. So your Neptune is that connection to the cosmos. Mm-hmm. So the more you can release on the wizard's moon, the more the next day will just be magic.
Yeah, you can also even speak to the cosmos. I mean, that's how I shifted my entire life from the beginning. It is, show me how to work with you. I want to know how to work in harmony with these laws. Show me how to work with you. Like really wanting to know how to work with it. So it creates coherence. It creates a partnership. It creates a communicatory relationship between you and the universe, rather than the fear-based, I can't deal with it. The full moon is like here to kill me. No, like, how can I work with you? How can I work with the natural rhythms and cycles of the universe? You know, like developing that coherent relationship will change your life.
Yes, yes, that's beautiful way to say that. Yes. So that's that window of opportunity for everybody, because that moves us into, like, the party's not over. We're going into the summer solstice. And right before that is Neptune goes retrograde, but also Mercury, who's the star of June, because he's ruling Gemini, he rules Virgo in the first quarter week. We enter into his pre-Mercury retrograde shadow energy. So what does that mean? July 7th, we get a Mercury retrograde joining this party, right? So there'll be 5 planets in retrograde. But he's like, hey, I just want to let you know, today on the 20th, I'm going to be coming back to the energy here. So mark it, because when it goes retrograde, he's going to come back to June 20th in your life. So it's a marker on the timeline, right? An energetic marker. So he just says, be aware what's going on. And the Aquarius moon is like, join together in your soul tribe. Come together with your greatest hopes and dreams. Like, it's called the Apostles' Moon, but the Apostles' Moon means, like, who are you traveling with on this great cosmic adventure of your greatest hopes and dreams? So that'd be a fun day to say hi to everybody in Rise of the Sacred Feminine.
Yeah, I was going to say, for those of us in the Rise of the Sacred Feminine course, like, this is such a beautiful time for us to be doing this together. Yes. Especially in the way that it's laid out, you know, in the spiritual workbooks and the processes and everything that we're doing this month and next month, and that we get to do it together to assist each other, because not being in this space and just being out there in the world is so much very different, very different than being here in this space. So make sure you utilize your resources and connect to each other and post in the group and reach out to me if you need help. You know, all of these resources are available to you. So use them, because you're going to experience it regardless of whether you choose to experience it the easy way or the hard way. It's going to happen. So you might as well do it the hard or the easy way.
Yeah, let's go the easy way, the right way. It's a lot more fun.
I mean, unless you need the hard way. I needed the hard way a lot with my life. And it's not
right. That's a direct path to change, is the path of pain, right? Because you automatically know, like, oh, wait, I don't like this, right? It isn't kind of like indirect around, well, kind of. It's like, no, this hurts. Stop it.
Yeah, and like I said, you can't heal it if you can't feel it. So a lot of times these things will show themselves to you that you haven't been paying attention to, that you are just like passing thoughts. You think they are, but they're not. They're culminating and they're creating a vibration that's affecting you. So
they're creating that's that kind of unconscious saboteur energy, that vibration that kind of is knocking things down when you're like, I just folded the laundry and this energy came through and just like went bing. You're like, oh, I got to do it again.
Yes. Fortunately, we have Venus, and we also have the Cancer, the mother, the divine mother with us to assist us in this. So the more you also turn to her and that nurturing, loving womb energy, the easier all of this is going to be.
Yeah, the easier it's going to, yeah, it's so much easier to do it with divine mother energy and that nurturing feminine, because on the 25th, there's a third quarter Aries moon. It's called the survivor's moon. And this will be, and it's going to come in and over Chiron, the wounded healer. And so what could come up, and this is kind of like when we've done the releasing work and we've done the moving the obstacles in the Virgo week, what's going to happen in the third quarter is the ending of the lunar cycle. You know, we're moving towards the end, but it's going to come up like, okay, am I ready to like lay down my sword and stop like defending and protecting myself? Like, what am I no longer surviving? Maybe I'm thriving now. So it's kind of shifting any old stories. And Chiron, the wounded healer, says it's about a wounding in that deeper core I am present self. So you're going to really like take care of your body that week, really listen to your body. Like, why is my like shoulder blade always, you know, pain there? Because maybe you got shot in an arrow and that energetic arrow is still back there, or someone betrayed you or something, you know, stabbed you in the back. Then you're going to want to do some past life regression work or releasing that space, because it's going to just, you know, you just want that survivor to live. You don't want them bleeding on the battlefield. You want to like come and get them and bring them into a place of wellness and healing. Yeah, so really good, powerful I am statements would be really healing yourself. Like, so if you're feeling a little bit like, oh, I really feel that wounded warrior vibration, then you're going to say, I am strong, I am resilient, I am capable, I am, you know, so you really do the Wonder Woman stance, like really feel your power, because then that's when you match the energy and bring it to a new place.
Yeah, and it's much easier to stay in psychological alignment when you're in physiological alignment. You know, I'm always standing like this unconsciously. I didn't even know that that was the Wonder Woman superhero phrase until my brother-in-law was like, you know what they say about people that always stand like you stand? And I'm like, what? He's like, it's a superhero pose. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I didn't realize that.
Isn't that cool? Because remember, your birthday is the same day as Eris.
Yes.
Aries, so you are Wonder Woman.
I know. I love it. It's amazing. Also, to remember, everyone who's watching this, that you're doing the work for yourself right now so that you can be that light post, that standing, that sturdy being who's going to be there to help all of the people who are going to be going through the Great Awakening during the whole 2020 phase, because everything is coming to light and we have to do this work on our own inner world and create our own piece of heaven on earth so that we can show the others you can choose something different. And I'm going to help you do that. You can choose something different, and I'm going to help you do that, because once you have healed so much of the inner world, this is why I work primarily with core wounding and core beliefs, because core wounding dissolves the trauma and throughout all lifetimes, throughout all space and time. And core beliefs dissolve thousands of beliefs associated with that in one swoop. That's why they call me the Queen of Rapid Transformation, because we go directly to the source, to the core of it. So when you can do that for yourself and then you see the change in your life, then you'll be able to do that for other people too. And most of the people who follow me or who are in our community are healers, right? They're healers in some way. All women are healers. All people are healers, have the potential to be healers. So if you're watching this and you are drawn to this kind of stuff and you love the mystery and you love the occult and you love the sacredness and the rituals and all of that, then just know that you're doing this for yourself and becoming conscious for yourself so that you can help other people doing it. And I am going to tell you that it is the most rewarding way to live. Like, it is the most fulfilling, the most rewarding, and the most blessed way to live your life. It really is.
It really is. Yes, because I mean, really, what else are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know, we've come to help ourselves so we can help each other.
Mm-hmm. So then we finish out the month, and what is the balsamic Gemini moon? So when is the Happen. You're like,
You're so cute. So the balsamic Gemini moon that's the final phase of the lunar cycle. And remember we started with the new moon in Gemini. So when the moon returns back again to Gemini, that's in its final phase before we go into the next new moon in Cancer, which is the following sign. So the balsamic moon in Gemini is called the teacher's moon. And this is where you want to, really go into what have I learned? What are my experiences that I can use that could be a teacher or teach someone else, like save them stumbling down that road, right? By your experiences. So like Randina shared in her email this morning, she was teaching us. She's like, look what happened to me. This is what I did. I made best use of what I had, and then I was able to shift my life. That was a teaching. So you exemplified that power of look at your experiences in your life. What have they taught you? And how and who can that experience go to be a teacher for someone else?
Yes, because you were created to make a difference. And the things that you're going through in your life are not only for you, they're so that you can help someone who's 2 steps behind.
Yes, yes. And you can save them a lot of trouble. And I think too, a really wonderful thing to know about yourself. So like for me, I was born on a balsamic Gemini moon. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be like, yay, this is my moon. So it's probably going to come to life, right? It's like the CPR paddles.
Yeah.
Here I am, right? So every balsamic moon, to me, that's my time of like really shining my light. So what I would encourage everyone to do is find out what phase of the moon you were born in, because as we go through these lunar cycles, you will know when is your time of the month to really be empowered.
Yeah, also too, you should know your birth chart and have your birth chart read, at least know your houses and the positioning, so that you can see where it's going to affect you on this collective scale, because it's going to be different for everyone when their moon phases and different parts of their life are in different phases as they're going through this collective experience.
Yeah, just like we are multidimensional selves, we have a chart that is multidimensional as well. So definitely have at least your natal chart done and read.
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It takes the guesswork out.
It really does.
It really does. So I invite everybody to definitely have a natal chart reading with me. So we could get down to biz.
I do too. It really does turn the light on to so many things. It's like a map for your world,
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just a worksheet that you can fill out. Like you can either screenshot it and print it out, or you can just use a journal and like go through this and read it. Or you could, if you're in the Rise of the Sacred Feminine, you can download it and upload it. The reason I keep saying that is because I decided about halfway through this that I want to upload this to YouTube and share it in an email blast, because I think that it's a really important month to kind of give everybody an understanding of what's going on in this summarized forecast. So,
I'm so glad you're doing that, because I really, as I was kind of looking at this particular lunar cycle, I'm like, this is like the most important one of the year.
Yeah.
Because of the mind.
It's the cleaning house one.
It's a cleaning house one, exactly, because at the beginning of July, we have a total solar eclipse. And a new moon in Cancer, which is our connection to the mother and divine mother. And so you want to be doing the work this Gemini cycle so that you can really enjoy the mother, divine mother cycle and the eclipse energy.
Yeah. Yes. So everyone in my group, I know you all are doing this because I know you know how important it is to you. So we can continue to move along in our progress. Because like I said before, next month we're going into root chakra with the feminine, related to the feminine. And then after that, we're going into all of just bringing it all together, the self-worth, the love, everything that you are. And then we're going into the soul purpose. So it's going to ease up when we get into August and like really start to flow. So when you're spending the time doing the spring cleaning now, you're going to be able to get to a point where you can buy new furniture for your entire home. So it's like, your inner world and creating a new reality that way. So let's do this while we're all here doing this together. it is the most beautiful way to do it. Shannon, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to add before we sign off?
I think just really that when you do the work at timing it with this Gemini lunar cycle, because it's already there offering you help, do it. Like, just take that Aries energy, do it, and just allow your mind to get refreshed, renewed, rebooted, because then you're like ahead of the game. Then you're like, oh, I'm at the next level of the video game. I already know how this goes. And so you're not surprised.
You are at the next level of your life, and then you get to live the next level of your life, and it really is such a beautiful thing. So if you want to have your natal chart read, Shannon is www.lunarladies.com. You can go on there and check her out and everything about her. It really is amazing in the way she explains it. It just gives you so much clarity, and you wonder how one person can know everything about you just by reading the map of your life. Well, it's because she's reading the map of your life. So if you want help,
you showed it to me. I thank you. Yes. I'd be honored to read your beautiful map of life.
Yes, yes. And if you are not in the Rise of the Sacred Feminine and you think you may want to join a course, you can go to www.randina.co and look around there. I have a lot of free stuff. You can sign up for the mailing list to be informed when the next course does come out, if it's something that you want to do, and that will be sometime next year. So thank you all so much for being here with us. I love you all so much, and make sure you like and share this video. Also, for those of you in the group, post your feedback and your comments and what you think about it and feel about it, and I'll give you all the link too so that you can have direct access to it. So again, thank you all so much. I love you all.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.